Sometimes really cool things happen, and it's never when the bloody camera's rolling, is it? What's up guys, Chris and Mick here from Vo-Gus Prospecting. If you're new to the channel, a big warm welcome, and if you're an old multi head like this one, welcome back. Today we're back in the mustard pit, high banking some beautiful fine flower gold with the intention of pulling out enough gold to make us smile, which I think we can do because this spot's bloody rich. We've barely been digging for 15 minutes, but we've already hit the clay layer that holds a lot of our gold, so it's really nice to know that this deposit's continuing on the same fashion that it has been. Usually when we hit this gold, we're averaging sort of 50 to 100 specks of micro gold every single pan. And that's about 2 shovels worth. So every 2 shovels, 50 bits of gold. I can live with that.
You want some fly spray?
Mick just stopped the sluice and pulled this rock out, which has got a tiny piece of gold just sitting on it, and a fly. The flies out here are atrocious. It's really cool to see a rock though. It's just got a bit of natural alluvial gold chilling out, waiting to hit that sluice box. Found a friend. Hey Mick, what do you reckon of my friend?
Oh yeah, little woofy or something.
I don't know, it's got 8 legs.
Not a fan.
I've got my old Russian grandma headdress on to protect me from all the flies. We thought we'd pause and show you a test pan. We want to know exactly what's actually in this dirt that we're bringing up. We're seeing lots of gold in the mat, but it's nice to have a spec count, because if you know your spec count, you can get a rough idea of how much gold you're going to pull out after your day's session. So if you count 100 shovels and you're getting 100 specs a pan, it means you got 1,000 bits. Or sorry, 10,000 bits. I can maths. I'm not gonna lie, this result even surprised me. I'm used to seeing a lot of gold come out of here, but for a test pan, that's quite rich. That's the gold we got for 1 shovel's worth of dirt. There's usually 2 shovels of dirt to a pan, and that was unclassified. So you can see that every time we put a shovel down from that layer, we're pulling out at least a couple 100 specks of nano gold. And so many people write nano gold off because they look at it and they go, that's not a chunk, that's not a nugget, but your money is in that flower gold, because there's infinitely more pieces of gold like that than there are chunks out in this system. And whilst a chunk is rewarding to get, if you're able to capture that gold, you can clean up spots that no one else has touched because they don't understand the value of that small particle size. I just keep finding all the friends today. I'm pretty sure this one isn't toxic though. Mick, this isn't toxic, is it?
No, no toxics either.
Woo! That's a bit safer than Canada. What we've done is run about 5 shovels worth of dirt through the sluice that's filling up a pan at the bottom. Now this is not traditionally how you would accurately test your tailings. You really want to take it from your tailings pile. However, that has fallen back into the creek. So we've got the pan there, we've only done a few shovels, and we're going to see what our losses are. I'll guarantee you with this tiny gold, we've got losses. The result that we got was absolutely outstanding. We're getting between 100 and 200 pieces of gold per shovel. These are tiny little dots, and usually you will end up losing some of these. Most of it will be microscopic, you won't be able to see it, and some of them will be visible, but they'll be very, very tiny. This particle size is quite difficult to catch without the correct setup, and we're running a bodged together sluice, not one that's dedicated to this sort of mining. So the result that we got in our pan here, which I'm about to show you, is excellent. To be honest, I don't even know if you're going to be able to make out the pieces of gold, but the biggest piece is just above my fingertip there. There's about 15 pieces of very, very fine gold sitting up the top there. From 150-ish specks per shovel, that's an acceptable loss rate. We have stopped the high banger for a little bit of a break and to clean out the miners moss. We're about 400 mil deep, as you might be able to see from the markers on my post hole digger. And we want to know how much gold is in this, because we have run an absolute ton of dirt so far. We're starting to see gold all through the mat. We've got gold in the letters up here and gold in almost every cell. The light is a little bit difficult for me to show you that gold. However, I think we're going to have some pretty good luck. Before I show you the result, bear in mind that the miner's moss is not there to catch the fine gold. It's there to catch the big gold and give the fine gold a little bit more friction to help settle it to the bottom before it hits the drain mat. We've got a pretty fine result in this pan. Look at that. So this is the gold we got just from the miner's moss at the top, and again, it's not designed to catch that super fine gold. So we've caught most of our chunky bits and a little bit of that flour gold, as you can see at the back here. Now this is a very small percentage of our sluice. Most of it is going to be in that drain mat. Sometimes really cool things happen, and it's never when the bloody camera's rolling, is it? So we're down in this hole and I'm digging deep, like we're going down 500 mil or more. So yeah, we're putting in the work. Mick yells out, "Hey!" I look around and go, what? Check this out. Look at that! It's a Chinese coin that literally just came out in the tailings.
It's in bloody good nick too.
That just came out in the tailings. That's in really good condition.
Yeah, it is.
And I guess we now know who was working this site. That's better than the ones I've detected, Nick.
Yeah, it's better than one I've detected as well. It's in way better nick.
That's awesome. What a find. To hell with gold nuggets, it's not every day you dig one of them up in your sluice. Chinese coins are the oldest coins in Australia. They were shipped over here from China in the gold rush in the 1850s. 1851 is when the Australian gold rush actually kicked off. And basically, that means that coin could be 400 or 500 years old. And it was dragged across an ocean on a little wooden boat to dig gold right here. Amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, Mick is just cleaning up the bottom of the hole where we touch bedrock, and we're about to shut everything off and clean out the top runs. The battery tower is essentially starting to run out, and we're also running out of time. Our plan is pretty simple. We've got the pan that we did the top miner's moss in not too long ago, and we're going to take the main box, including the drain mat and the miner's moss, and wash it out into that. And in our other pan, we're going to wash out the bottom two sluices so we can get a bit of a comparison about which sluice was catching what. That's just more for our records so we understand how to better improve our system in the future. And once we get all the sluices cleaned out, I will take you home, I'll put the gold on the scales, and we'll see how much we got for 3 hours of sluicing today. checking out the bottom two mats, and this is what we got in the top sluice in total. Check that run of gold out. That is a nice fat layer of shiny yellow stuff. To give you a bit of scale, this is the top box, so the coarse black sand and coarse gold with the Chinese coin. And if we come over here, this is the bottom two sluices. Not nearly as much gold, but worth doing when you look at that small particle size. Just check out how fine that stuff is. Even the black sand in this box is a lot smaller, and that's why you run it, because you know, if that's a 0.1 or a 0.2, sometimes that's your whole day, so it's definitely worth catching that stuff. Mick and I are going to get everything cleaned up so we can head home, and I'm going to get that gold on the scales for you. Hopefully this will show you just why mining mustard gold could be really, really worth your while. And don't worry, we're going over all those tailings with the gold monster to make sure no other Chinese coins or gold nuggets fell out the back. I'll tell you what, the temperature in this house is far more bearable than the 40 odd degrees it was out in the field. So let's get that gold on the scale. This is the gold that we got, all cleaned up. Well, mostly cleaned up. There's a few specks of black sand in there, and it's in a brand new little gold pourer, stainless steel, handmade by Hamish, because he got sick of seeing me struggle with my Tupperware. And of course we've got that amazing Chinese coin. I did a little bit more research on this. It's 400 years old, and the reason it's got a square hole in it was because these are actually cast. They're not hammered like English coins, which means that they have rough edges, and they needed a square hole to fit a square file through so that they could keep them on ropes, because they traditionally kept these things on strings. Alrighty, here we go. Let's find out. Well, this gold pourer is going to be a hell of a lot easier than what I'm used to. Except all the powder stopped right at the top. Oh no, Hamish! What sticky goodness? What sticky goodness did you put on this? Alright, well, I'll use a lockpick. Well, there's still a fair amount of foul gold in there, but we got 0.6, so just over half a gram. So that is about $42 Australian at today's gold rate. 0.6 for 3 hours work. It's not the best I've ever had, I'll be honest, but it's pretty good considering the particle size of the gold. It was the Chinese coin that was the piece de resistance, 400 years old, brought over on a little wooden boat, cast in China and lost on the Victorian goldfields. This is the last video that I am doing for 2019, and I wanted to say a massive thank you to everyone who's got involved with my channel from the bottom of my heart. I cannot thank you enough for how far you guys have helped push Vo-Gus prospecting. There's such an extensive list, I am not going to be able to run down all of it, but thank you to everyone that I've collaborated with, everyone who sent me private messages, everyone who shared, liked, and even disliked my videos, because that has helped me grow this channel far beyond the reaches I ever thought I would get. You guys have been instrumental in the building of the channel, and there's no way that I could ever repay you in the same way that you guys have collectively helped me get to where I am today. If you haven't already, please check out 89X Gaming, my streaming channel. I've been chatting live with people whilst I play video games, and I've even been playing some of those games with subscribers, and it's been a fantastic way of meeting a lot more people that follow Vo-Gus prospecting. If you like this video on my channel, chances are that you'll like a heap of my other videos, so please give them a check out, and a like, share, and subscribe go a long way to helping me grow the channel bigger and better for you guys. Subscribing is totally free, and it will give you access to heaps of gold prospecting and metal detecting videos. I'm also on social media, and all of that is linked below. So until next decade, guys, the Roaring 20s, you better believe that we are going to get in and amongst that. Please give your dog a seriously good scratch behind the ear for me. I hope to meet you out in the creek sometime. Peace, and I will see you next decade.